Just to start things off, this week's episode is sponsored by Divinely Got It. You know, different color browns. We have a bunch of different brands within our family company. And this brand is actually a brand of my wife's. And Jazz, you want to tell them more about Divinely Got It?
Yes, so Divinely Guided is it's a collection of different tools, mental, physical, and spiritual tools to assist all of us on our ascension and our awakening. So it's just literally like, as we're growing and as we're elevating and as we're ascending through this experience, there are so many different things that can help us along the way. And I just felt like with Divinely Guided and just having my own personal experience, I discovered different tools that has helped me in these ways, and I'm just bringing it, and I'm writing a book about it, and then I also have physical tools available for that as well. But just in as far as what we're discussing tonight, which is reflections and just seeing ourselves as reflections of each other. The mirror has been a divine tool, physical tool that I was able to use to truly see myself. And then once I was able to see myself, I was also able to see my reflection in everyone else. So
That's right.
yeah, that's just a little bit about Divinely Guided.
Yes, yes, yes. So make sure y'all stay tuned for all the tools and resources that's coming with Divinely Guided. Not only is it spiritual guidance, Wifey is writing a book on her spiritual ascension and how those tools can help other people. In addition to crystals, knowledge and wisdom, there's a lot that's coming from Divinely Guided. So we hope you guys can enjoy what we're offering to the people.
Yeah.
Everything that we do is to motivate, educate, and inspire everybody to be their better self, their greatest self, their highest self. So we're hoping that Divinely Guided can help you with that. So once again, today's sponsor is Divinely Guided. And I appreciate you, Jazz, for letting them know. Not only are we going to be offering a new sponsor every week, but every week on each episode, we're going to be picking a supporter of the week as well. We have a different people, different supporters who come in and lock in with us. So, like I said, we have 7 different brands under our parent company, different color browns. And we're going to randomly pick a supporter, people who are engaged in our lives, people who are liking our videos, people who are engaged in the comments in each episode of me and Jazz. And, hey, you might just randomly get a gift from one of our brands. We just like to give back. Support is free, you know what I mean? And it's nothing, of course, there's nothing to support each other, you know what I mean? So we appreciate y'all and we want to give back. So that supporter of the week may be you. Just keep engaged in the comments, send us your questions, and we're here to give you this energy. Peace and queen, peace and love to everybody on the check-in. Z, I see you. I'm insane. Hey, Sean, I see you. My man Ray, fresh since the 90s. I see y'all. Peace and blessings and queens, and we appreciate y'all being here. And we might as well start it off now. Last year, thank you, Pinky. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you for being on the check-in. Last week we had like a pre-episode to me and Jazz, and we felt it was the right time to just inform people of the metaverse and the universe and our power in it. But this is like the first week of Me and Jazz. Me and Jazz is a podcast about life, love, and relationships, and now you guys are being able to get that information and what for us as a relationship, what we were able to learn through our experiences. You know what I mean? Oh, peace, Ray. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I'm a reflection of you. My family is a reflection of you. So we are beautiful. You are beautiful, King. Real talk. And people ask me, yo, how did y'all come up with Me and Jazz? And I'll tell you this, right? I have a bunch of friends, a bunch of brothers, a bunch of homies, you know what I mean? But there's no homie like my wife, you know what I mean? This is the most loyal soldier on my team with me, highs and lows, ups and downs, trials and tribulations. And whenever I'm kicking knowledge or sharing experiences, I always heard myself saying, me and Jazz, me and Jazz, me and Jazz did this, me and Jazz did that. So I'm like, yo, damn, we might, that got a little ring to it, baby. You feel me? So a few years ago, probably like 2-3 years ago, we had this idea to come on with the podcast, but we wanted to build the foundation first. So I would kind of bait with the marketing a little bit and just hashtag Me and Jazz whenever I would talk about me and my wife. And now you guys get to preview what Me and Jazz is. And once again, that's just life, love, and relationships. What we went through, our experiences, what we were able to learn throughout our 12-year relationship, and how we want want to give it to you so that it can benefit you, your loved ones, your families, and more importantly, yourself. You know what I mean? The best relationship you can have is with yourself. Am I right, Jazz?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's right. And we all are reflections of each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is something very important. And we wanted to kick things off with us showcasing how and why we are reflections of each other. You know what I mean? So we all, life is a continuous learning process. Yeah, 12 years, King. That's a dozen. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
bagged her when she was 18. You know what I mean? Fresh. You feel
Not
me?
about
Real
to
talk.
say it.
I actually
I
knew her
bagged
since I was,
you.
yeah. Nah, I bagged her first. I knew her since she was
So
6 years old. Her cousin, who was like her sister, was like my best friend. So I had my eyes on her throughout the years. And summer 2009, I was out here. You feel me? I ran down on her a few times. She was fronting at first. You know what I mean? And then she wound up sending, I was about to go back to school, and she wound up sending her number through Tay. You know what I mean? And the rest been history from there. You know what I mean?
there's more to
And
that
that's how
story, but it's okay. If that's the
it,
part you want to tell, I'll let you
that's the
tell it.
I'll tell it. I'll tell it when y'all get the
'Cause
official podcast. We'll give y'all
yeah,
the whole. We'll have an episode called Summer '09. You know what I mean?
yeah, we're gonna
Feel
have
me?
to.
Summer
Cause I
'09, and
got
we'll
my
give y'all the whole run through. But that's the short story. She knew I scooped her first. You know what I
okay.
mean? But like 12 years of being in a relationship, a marriage, it's not easy, y'all. You feel me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of hard work that goes into being in a relationship. And we always try to be as truthful as possible, communicate our feelings, our wants, our needs. And about a year or two ago, we actually started to give each other
Yeah.
therapy. You know what I mean? Just talking and chatting and getting to know each other on even a more deeper level. I couldn't believe that 10, 11 years in, now we're 12, but back then it was still things to find out about each other. You know what
Right.
I mean? And real talk, and
Because
through
we
that
thought we knew it
therapy,
all. Like,
yeah, shit, we was only beginning. We was only beginning, but through that therapy, we was able to like find out a lot. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
just as being a king, I'm gonna tell this to all my kings that's in the check-in. You know what I mean? True queens make new kings. You feel me? A lot of people come to me for knowledge and wisdom and guidance, but guess who I go to? Jazz. You know what I mean? And through our conversation, she was able to kind of like show me that we are reflections of each other. Jazz, you want to get into that a little bit more?
yeah. So, basically, what you just said, for starters, is we learned so much about each other while we just realized, like, everybody go through different things in their relationships. There's ups, there's downs, and then during those times that it was down, it's like, all right, like we have to figure this out. Like we love each other, and we want the best for each other, and yet like we still finding ourselves unhappy in some ways. So
Facts.
we just want to, it's like we kind of step outside of ourselves. We had to step outside of ourselves as far as being like husband and wife. Yeah, we were married. Yeah, husband and wife or whatever. And for those who aren't married, like step outside of being boyfriend and girlfriend. But we had to do that and just be a friend to one another, just to see like
Facts.
what is truly best for you, Marcel. Like take me out of it. Take who I need you to be for me, or who I will want you to be for me. But like, what will make you happy? What experiences have you had that makes you you? It was just a mixture of that. Like we just really realized that we just needed to learn more about each other, and in learning about and helping each other, we began to really learn about ourselves in the midst of that. And it's just as simple as that. Like, we just realized like, oh wow, like you're going through this, and as you're speaking on something, I'm realizing that like
I'm
these are
going through
things
that.
that I need, that I didn't even realize that I need, or these are things that I'm going with subconsciously, that I don't even realize that I'm going through until now that you're telling me that this is something that you're going through. You feel me? And it
Facts.
just became, and then we were stuck, and we're like, oh wow, we're going through the same things at the same time. It's just you have a different way of expression, and I have a different way of expression. You have a different way
Facts.
of feeling it, and that it may come through to you, and I have a different way that of feeling, and it may come through to me, but really and truly we're all just, I mean, we're both going through the same things, and we're both in need of the same things, and we could do this. We can heal ourselves and heal each other and build
Right.
our relationship and just make it stronger, and we committed to doing that, and it has helped us both tremendously, I'd say.
Yes. That's right. Nah, Jazz, I couldn't agree more. You couldn't have said it any better. You know what I mean? And just that communication is very important, y'all. You know what I
Very
mean? We
important.
wouldn't have been able to find out what we needed from ourselves and from each other if we didn't have the strength, the confidence to speak to one another. So communication is key. You know what I mean? And
Very
it's important
important.
for us not to judge each other and to hear each other
Exactly.
out
And we
because
have
that
to
can
step
only help.
outside of that. We had to step outside. I'm sorry, right before I get into that, fresh since the 90s, have a question of the therapy ever. And no, we still continue to give each other
Every
therapy. I
day.
do believe that it's a forever going process. It's just that it was harder in the beginning. I'm very emotional. I'm very
Yes.
emotional. So, but that has changed for me because now I just see, now that I'm able to just see him as my reflection. Um, it's like you get more, a little bit more compassionate, you know, when you see somebody as yourself. So I handle him with more care, and I feel like he handled me with more care, because it's like, okay, I'm caring for myself, and yeah, and vice versa. So yeah, the therapy is, it doesn't end, but it gets more beautiful. I'd say it gets better with time. So yeah.
That's right. That's right. And it's important. A lot of people, like, especially minorities, we like shun therapy. We was like taught that we don't need therapy and to ignore it. But now this is the thing that helps us the most. It allows us to heal. It allows us to learn. It allows us to grow. You know what I mean? And that's what we were able to do together. And I recommend it to every relationship. You know what I mean? Before we keep going, I just want to make sure we answer the questions. Do you guys save these lives? That's a really good question, T Dollar. So these lives are actually going to be on our YouTube channel every Saturday. We do a new upload with the weekly content that we went live with on our YouTube channel. So make sure after y'all leave our live tonight, y'all click the link in my bio, click the link in Jazz bio, or our main company, Different Color Browns, and just subscribe. And if you go there right now, you'll be able to watch last week's episode. Pretty soon, guys, these episodes is not going to be on IG Live. We're all about giving back to our people and making sure our people have the information. So we wanted to start things off on here. But pretty soon it's going to be exclusively on YouTube. And we have something pretty big that we're going to be announcing soon, that you guys will be able to watch the content there exclusively. So right now, after this, tomorrow afternoon, you'll be able to check the live on our YouTube channel, and then on a weekly basis from there, you'll be able to watch every episode. Not only me and Jazz, but also Mom Tips and Tea, a series that my wife has with my daughter, in which they talk about the tough topics between mother and child, mother and son, that may be hard to talk about. You know what I mean? I have Life Don't Lie, and we have a bunch of content that's coming. We're actually building up a network, the DCB network. You know what I mean? And we're kind of getting to the flow of things with that. So thank you for asking that question, King, and peace to everybody that's on the check-in that we wasn't able to
Yeah,
shout out.
thank you.
Dodgy, we see you. Sloan fam is in the building. Sloan, I see you, King. We appreciate y'all checking in. But right now, once again, we're talking about how we are reflections of each other and how we gave each other therapy. And we still give each other therapy. I'll be honest with you guys. The last 3-4 months of my life has been tough. You know what I mean? I had to go through just trying to be the best person and giving all the love and care on the outside of myself. I wasn't really giving it to myself. You know what I mean? If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? If you're not whole, how can you give somebody else pieces of you? You know what I mean? And just like I said, my most loyal friend is my wife, and my wife was able to help build me back up to be the man that I am, to get me past my trials and tribulations, to give me therapy, to talk me through certain things. It's something that this thing about reflection, she's been trying to put in my head for the last year, or 2 years. I thought I had it. I thought I understood it. You know what I mean? And Jazz, maybe we could segue from here. I thought I understood it, but then I only understood it between me and her. So hear me out. If I was going through something, if I was feeling down or felt like I needed something, felt like I needed space, felt like I needed time, felt like I needed to do something with my life, I would automatically look at, oh shit, Jazz needs the same thing because she is my reflection. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So if I booked me a trip for a few days, when I got back, I would make sure I booked my wife a trip. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I felt that she needed the same things. But she was also trying to get me to see outside of me and her and say, no, Marcel, not only are we reflections of each other, but everyone in the universe is reflections of each other. Jazz, you want to get into that a little bit more?
Yeah, basically that, like we all are reflections of each other. So there are times when we're going through things and I just feel like we kind of put a highlight on our feelings or how we feel or
Facts.
just our perspective of things. And um, you just have to kind of open up yourself or just grow within yourself to be able to see like something that someone else, whoever it, like if it's a person who may make you feel some type of way or who you feel like may hurt your feelings, and clearly they have done something that hurt you based off of
Facts.
something that is hurt within them.
And
Now
damn,
it don't
that's right.
always look exactly the same. I feel like everything is really an illusion, right? So we think that looking at yourself is just looking in the mirror and seeing your exact reflection of yourself, and that's just an illusion. Yes, we do have to look ourselves in the mirror, and yeah, we will see more than what meets the eye. And with that is like it may be a whole nother person. So that person that you feel like you beefing with, they're going through the exact same thing that you're going through. It's just not the same situation or same circumstances, but the feeling of it is still the same. You feel me? And I just feel like that is truth in everything. And once I was able to really get that perspective on things, I really was able to see that it really is true, and it really has made my life more peaceful. It has made me just have a different perspective on things, and people be more compassionate, have more understanding, and I just honestly feel like it has made me a better person. And for me, it's like, well, if I can do this, then anybody can. And just imagine if all of us as a collective was to do this for
Exactly.
ourselves and for each other. There would be no a lot of things will be real different. A lot of things will be real different. But it really starts with us, and we have to be able to see our reflections in others, and handle each other with more care, with more understanding. Give space when it's needed. So Marcel mentioned that we got to a place where he would realize when he is getting overwhelmed or going through things, he would feel like he need his space, and that is true. But it wasn't always that simple. It was not. You know that. Like
Facts.
we will go through things
Facts.
where I would feel like I will feel some type of way. Like like one, he got his own world, and he got things that he's going through in his world, and I got things that I'm going through in my world, and what you got is not more important than what I got, but what I
It's
got isn't
equal.
more important than what you got. But we had to learn that we are equal in that way as well. And in that, it would get with times where, like, again, he would become overwhelmed or frustrated, and he would feel like, well, I need my space. But his, the way he would say it, it wouldn't really make me, I mean, it wouldn't make me feel good. Like I would feel like,
Yeah.
are you trying to run away? Like you trying to get away from me? And I would take that personally. That's very important. Don't take things personally.
Don't take anything
I would take
personally.
things personally. And then as we began to have our conversations, as he's talking, I would realize like, oh wow, exactly what he need is what I actually need. Like, so rather than feel some type of way or feel like you just, trying to like create this basically my perspective on it changed. So rather than look at it in a negative way, as if like you need the separation from me, I began to realize like, okay, we need to create more space for us to each be able to be ourselves. And I would not have seen that if he would not have expressed it in a way where he needed it, and then talking about it just opened me up to realize that it's truly what I needed at the same time, because I
Exactly.
wasn't giving that to myself. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And we just began to see that, and it would come up in so many different ways. That's just one way. We have other ways in which it would just come up, and that's when it was just like, okay, we truly are reflections of each other.
That's right. That's right. And Jazz, you couldn't have said it any better. And once again, I'm going to go back to that communication aspect. If we didn't communicate these
Yes.
things to each other, we would have never heard it. You know what I mean? So look, you feeling a certain way, right? You coming in the house, it's a long day at work. You feel me? You got your attitude. You're not getting the space that you need. You going to bed, and you going to bed mad at each other rather than communicating with each other. That's not healthy. That's not good for you or your partner. You know what I mean? We gotta release in order to receive. And when we was able to release to each other, that's when we was able to receive not only the understanding, but the time, the space, the love that we needed from one another. And that's why the communication is so important. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know y'all see y'all laughing in the comments because this is facts. You
This
know what
is
I
true,
mean?
and I'm sorry because I'm not, because see, when I speak this, I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for all of us, because I know I am not the only queen on here that feels some type of way or just feel like, all right, but again, let me say this too, that y'all kings,
What's up?
y'all approach could be a little bit different. Like,
Yeah.
but I understand though. I understand that my way of expression is different from yours. So equal was equivalent to me just being a little emotional and just, getting like, oh, I just need my space, and I'm crying, and I'm like, give me a hug, and you're like, it's okay. Yours could just be a little bit more harsh sometimes. Like, it
Yeah,
could be a
that's
little bit
right.
harsh, but I do understand now. That before I used to take it personally, and now that I don't take it personally, I understand. So now I'm
It
just
allows
like,
you to understand.
now I just get it, and I'm just like, all right, before we even get, now I'm paying attention to the signs beforehand. When I see you start huffing and puffing, I'm like, all right, he needs some space. And this is gonna be good for me, because now this gives me my space. Okay, and I don't
Space,
gotta share.
exactly. And that's the most beautiful part. Hey, Auntie Nat, yo, make sure he on here, man. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, so I just read something in the comments, and this is very important. T Dollar just wrote, that's something I'm going through right now. That's why I asked, do you guys say these videos? That's crazy, because I just had this kind of conversation with my lady, just like she said she need her space. King, this is what we do it for. You know what I mean? You are at the perfect place at the right time, because now this is a sign from the universe and how to take the next steps in a healthy way with your queen. You know what I mean? Auntie Nat, shout out to Queen Nat on the check-in. Make sure you get Mike in here so he can hear this, y'all. But also, I need y'all to do us a favor. It's a lot of other people who may need to hear this convo, who may need these gems, who may need this guidance. So do me a favor right now. Hit that share button. Let your people know that we on live. Let them know that me and Jazz is kicking game, that we're giving facts of life that can help all of us in our relationships. You know what I mean? I know the feeling. I'm at that queen, still learning. Shout out to everybody that's on the check, and we like to shout out everybody that's in here.
Yes.
T Dollar, All Natural, Badass, Dodgy, Tawana, I see you, Queen Sloan. Everybody
Yes.
that's in here, Marcellus, Pinky, you know what I mean? We appreciate all you guys.
So
And
grateful. Thank you.
and share, spread the word. Let the people know that we are here and we're kicking games. But these jewels are for you. Yeah, we could laugh and we could joke about it now, but it wasn't always this easy. You know
It
what I
wasn't.
mean?
It wasn't. But
And
it's so good
and
when you do get to like talk about it and laugh about it later, and it just shows your growth and where you are, and it's better. Like, it just makes things so much easier.
yo, facts,
So much
facts.
easier, but in the moments it don't feel like that. And in those moments it's like, all right, are we gonna make it? Like, this is just a lot, I can't, I just can't, you feel me? But like, when you get past it, it's like the fact that we could have possibly like let our relationship go,
Go.
or just because we didn't really get it, or because we didn't have the understanding, and we didn't handle each other with care and with compassion, and just really just be understanding to one another is key. The definite, I mean, love is equal to understanding. If you love someone, then you have to be able to understand them.
Understand them.
And that starts with communication. That starts with being able to talk without feeling judged, and without you judging your partner. Like, we all having this experience where, yeah, we come together, and it's a beautiful thing when we do come together, but we were born alone. We were born with a purpose, to serve a purpose, and we all have this personal experience that we're having, and we have to allow each other to be free. I heard something, or I read something a few years, like 2 years back, and someone said, like, you know, we get into relationships not to be locked in, but to be free. And that stuck with me. That stuck with me. It's very important that you know, we need to feel free. We need to be able to be ourselves 100% in our relationships, and that starts with with just allowing each other to be ourselves. And
That's
then,
right.
you know, and then in that you may find that someone isn't for you, and that is okay. That's okay too. But I do believe, I honestly, and I say this to myself all the time, I feel like, you know, when anybody can really, you know, be together and come together and love each other and love on one another and have long lasting relationships, if you truly just have an understanding and an acceptance of each other, you know, if that's what it's supposed to be. I just truly believe that that's possible for anyone, and for all of us. Honestly, you know, if we share this, if we want the same things, and we share that love and that type of union, I do believe that that is true. But it does come with, you have to be able to be yourself in that, and if you can be yourself in that, then you found the one.
That's a fact. Yo, well said, Jazz. I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate you guys and the comments. Thank you for the love. Because it's not easy, and it takes a lot of growth. You know what I
It
mean? And I
does. And
can't
I'm
even
reading this
lie.
comment now, yeah, like the fact that you and your queen can laugh at this now shows a lot of growth in your marriage. It's hard. Marriage is hard. I mean, it's beautiful. It is beautiful, but it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not. But
Fact.
I enjoy it so much more now than ever. Like, I'm
Yeah.
enjoying this experience. It's like, now it's like, it's just like, all right, like, what adventure can we get into now together? I don't have to do this alone. Now we got past certain places, and I'm pretty sure we got way more to go on this journey together. But like, we've just being able to get to this part of our journey where we again accept one another for who we are. We've had some really hard conversations, some really hard heart to heart, some things that, you know, left us broken, you know, for days and months, and, you know, having to compromise and change things around just to get to a place where we kind of like, just allow each other to be ourselves 100%, and that be
Facts.
okay too. Well, that be even better than trying to just make all these changes, or set these expectations on one another. Like, we've been, it's a rocky road, but it's really beautiful. It truly is beautiful, and I'm
It's
grateful, and
a
I'm
it's a
grateful to be
beautiful
on this
journey.
journey with you.
It's a beautiful. I'm grateful for you, baby. Real talk. You heard. And I'll tell y'all, Jazz is my biggest stimulant to my growth. I would tell you that. You feel me? Because if you love someone, you want to be better. You want to do better. You know what I mean? So it's easy for us to just say, "Oh, I quit," or "I throw in the
Right.
towel." But my love was stronger than that. So times that I wanted to quit or throw in the towel, I thought about who was that reflection of me, who I was looking at, and that pushed me to want to, okay, Marcel, work on this. If she needs this, is this is her love language, well, you need to heal yourself so that you can provide that. You know what I mean? And just knowing that I was being understood for what I couldn't give pushed me to give all that I could give. Oh my God, bring that back. You feel me? Y'all gonna have to watch that on the check-in. You know what I mean? But you feel me? Not knowing that I was being accepted for what I couldn't give pushed me to
Right.
give all that I could. And
And in
what I
that,
was able to give was enough. And she made me
that
feel like I was enough. I apologized to my wife from time. I don't have no pride. Pride and ego is the enemy of happiness. We are all equal souls. So I would go to my wife and say randomly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I made you feel this way. You know what I mean? I apologize for doing this or making you feel anything less than the queen that you are, because you are a reflection of me. So if I feel like I'm that nigga, if I feel like I'm a king, that means you that. You know what I mean? That means you are a queen. You are the highest of the highest. You know what I mean? So what I want for myself, I want for you, and my
right,
actions have to reflect that. You know what I
exactly.
mean? It's something that's very important. We spoke about how we go through, and it's hard. You know what I mean? But a lot of y'all not. After the toughest moments, came the most beautiful moments. You know
That's
what
a
I mean?
fact.
Came the most beautiful
That
times, the
is
most
true.
beautiful
That's
love, the
true.
most beautiful experiences. We ain't got no kids on here. The most beautiful sex and love
We
making and
do.
all the things that you go
We
for
have a
in
kid
a
on
relation.
board.
Huh? Hey. No, we good, we good. But y'all understand my vibes, you know what I mean? So, and just like Tawana just said in the in the comments, two people when you get married, you come together to join one union.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, I'm not the same Marcel I was 18
And
years
I
old,
am not the
25 years
same
old.
Jazz.
I'm a reflection of Jazz. Jazz is a reflection of me, and we are reflections of each other. You know what I mean? So after this live, I want you to go to your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wifey. You know what I mean? And say, hey, you are a reflection of me. Everything that I want, I know that you need. So how can we help each other get that? You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And that's the first step in understanding and
Absolutely.
communicating. You know what I mean? So no more slamming down the plate after you cook and say, here, you know what I mean? No more turning your back at nighttime, doing the shrugs, you know what I mean? Nah, talk. You feel me? I don't even like going to sleep. If I feel like my wife energy is low or I might have did something wrong, I say, put it on me. What's up? What did I do wrong? You feel me?
I'm
Like, let
sorry.
me
You,
know.
you first started like put it on me. I'm like, okay.
You feel me? I be trying to find out, like, because that communication is the only way we can learn. When we able to learn, we're able to heal. When we're able to heal, we're able to grow. When we're able to grow, we're able to love. And nothing is more important than this word than love. The love that we have for each other, but also the love that we have for self. You know what I mean? So if you want to feel good or you want to make your partner feel good, you gotta love yourself first. You gotta take care of
Absolutely.
yourself first, and that'll allow you to love and take care of them at the highest heights. Am I right, baby?
You're absolutely right.
You feel me? Once again, we appreciate everybody that's on the
Yes.
check-in. I'm Swavy, Kevon Carmelo, Indian Mamacita Pokey. I see you, Dodgy, J Riggs, T Dollar, everybody. We appreciate y'all checking in. Everybody who's been rocking out with us from the beginning. We appreciate y'all. And this is all game this is not just Jazz told me the other day, like, you gotta turn your test into testimony. And that shit stuck with me. You feel me? You know what I mean? And these are reflections of our testimonies, of our tests. And we're just here to give y'all the truth, the game that worked for us. You know what I mean? This is free game right now. I can't lie. Pretty soon, everything is not going to be free game because we got to be able to provide and give back to our people on the highest level. But we starting off on this level because we are for the people. You know what I mean? We are here to give back to the people, to motivate, educate, and inspire the people. And if you could leave this conversation with one thing that worked for you, one thing that you learned, then we did our job. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Jazz,
What?
go ahead, you first. I'm
What
sorry.
you about to say?
I would say, what would you say was the hardest? Two questions. What was your hardest adjustment after finding out that we were reflections of each other, and what was the easiest adjustment knowing that we are reflections of each other?
So the hardest one, and I know that everybody on this live is going to be able to relate to this, including you.
What's up?
The hardest adjustment was learning how to deal with you, knowing that you were my biggest trigger.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's
So,
heavy.
so remember what I had said about like how, sometimes we think just, when we look, when we hear a reflection or looking into the mirror, we think we are supposed to see like a straight image, like it's supposed to be straight. Like I'm a see me 100%. No, well, looking in the mirror, I'll see you. Right. And in that sometimes, like, a lot of times we deal with certain things in our relationships or we're triggered by each other in our relationships because we are the closest ones to each other.
Yeah.
And in that we do have to learn that, like, any person that you meet, and especially your partner, is a teacher in your life. We are here to teach
Yes.
each other something. So you have to know that I'm in this relationship to learn something about myself through this person. So the thing that triggers you the most is something that you need to heal within yourself. It's something that you need to work on. And this comes in
Ooh,
every relationship that we have, whether it's a
spoken.
partner, whether it's a child, whether it's a friend, whether it's whatever it may be. You are being triggered because there is something that you have to work on inside of yourself. So every relationship that you have with someone is every person that you meet in your life is a teacher. 100%. That is truth. That is a fact. And if you begin
That
to
is a
see it,
fact.
if you see each person in that, your whole perspective will change with every relationship that you have. 100%. 100%. So that was the biggest adjustment. And Marcel, you know how difficult that was for me. And let me tell y'all something. Let me give y'all a trick, right? Like I told y'all, I'm very, very emotional. I didn't like it before, but now I love it. I love that I'm emotional, but now I just understand that my emotions were they were misplaced. I had them in the wrong places. So I would get very emotional about things that I didn't really have to get emotional about, that I shouldn't have really taken personally. But it helped me learn more about myself. So I'm grateful for everything, right? But I'm very emotional. So Marcel, he he a straight shooter.
I try to be
In a
as
certain type of way. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Marcel has never disrespected me. Marcel has never called me
ever,
out my name. Marcel has never ever put his hands on me, but he already know. All right.
ever.
Never
Facts. So
done any of
no
those
man
things.
should
But
touch or
again, no
disrespect the
judge. I
queen.
don't judge anybody, because obviously that's some healing that you yourself need. I don't know what you may have gone through. I don't know what anybody we you just have to have that understanding to help people through, help them grow, help them heal through things. But I can say that I have never experienced that in my relationship. But again, he's a straight shooter, so certain ways that he would speak would make me emotional. And I realized that it was I realized that like he would trigger me, and like he would just make me like I just didn't like the way I would feel inside. So what I did was one, I learned why is this triggering me? What did I experience that is making me feel this way? Why just why? I have so many whys. I just started, I got to a place and point in my life where I questioned everything. Everything was a why. I became a kid all over again. And I suggest that for everybody. Question everything. Anything that you feel, question. Why do I feel this way? If something makes you angry, why does this make me so angry? We shouldn't take anything personally. And if somebody have that much power over you, then one, you need to learn what's the reason and why does this person, because it's not just that person. That's just a person that was used to get you to learn something about yourself. And if you don't get it this
Facts.
time around, best believe that you're going to get into another relationship and another relationship and another relationship, so that you can learn the lesson that you need to learn. But if you can question, why am I going through this? Why does this make me so angry? Why does this make me feel, all of these emotions? Then you get down to the bottom of who you truly are. And when you
Facts.
get to that point in your life, it's like you embrace things more. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. Yeah, you embrace things more. You feel it just brings you closer to yourself. So that was the hardest adjustment, just understanding that he was my biggest trigger, because I didn't want him to be. But I understand that in relationships, again, the closest person to you is going to be probably your greatest teacher. The people that you care so much for, that you love so much, they're gonna be your greatest teacher. And if you could look at that in that way, I feel like that helps me. And yeah, that's basically that.
That's
So that was
right,
a
man.
hard adjustment.
Jazz.
But I'm happy.
Shit.
I'm grateful for it though, Marcel. I'm really grateful for you,
Nah,
because
I'm grateful
you
for
helped
you and
me.
your honesty.
You truly, truly helped me get stronger. Like you helped me get
Love.
stronger. And I tell you that all the time, that you are my greatest teacher, because like it's not always easy, but I needed you to be certain ways sometimes for me to just really just to learn myself more and love myself more, and to also see like the shit I'm not like, nah, like no. I
Yeah,
had
I
to get
feel you.
stronger. I had to let you know. You feel me? But
Yeah.
I'm just grateful. But
Facts.
I am grateful. I am, because I
No,
ain't taking no
I
shit.
appreciate you, and I seen the growth, I seen the strength, and I seen you transform into superwoman, and it wasn't always easy. And I think every queen, I just seen like 3 or 4 comments of, yo, that's the one. You
I
talking, you
can't see.
preaching, you hit it right on the nail. Shit, I asked that question. I didn't think you was gonna go there, girl,
I'm
but
sorry. Let me
she
keep
was
it
100.
around,
Nah,
right?
I love it. I love it. She was 100% right. The closest person to you, your mate, your soulmate, is your biggest trigger, especially because you have to see a reflection of yourself every
Right in
day. You
front of
know what
you.
I
Right
mean?
in front
It's
of you.
right in your face. So
Yes.
you gotta figure out what's hurting you and what's triggering you. A trigger is anything that doesn't make you feel happy. A trigger is something that causes some kind of pain or emotional reaction to who you are. You know what I mean? And the trigger may not always be words. It may
Right.
be energy. It may be
Mm-hmm.
actions. You know what I mean? So it's been times in which I may be going through some shit, and then I may realize, like, damn, Marcel, you low vibrational today. Your energy can be affecting Jazz. You know what I mean? And then it's a trickle effect, and you don't want that. You want your energy to uplift, to empower, for her to feel love. You know what I mean? And if we don't have these triggers presented in front of us, how can we heal? How
Right.
can we learn? So, Queen, I'm
Yeah.
happy that you
And
answered
again,
that question.
like I said, it is your opportunity to learn something more about yourself. So, you know, in the moment, you're not thinking about that. When you're triggered in the moment, you're not, that's not the first thing you think about. But when you sit with yourself, just go back to that. As I was just looking at the comments, I see like my queens are saying it hit. Y'all felt that, but it's the truth. If you sit with yourself and you realize that, you won't take it so personally. And then you will go from pointing a finger at your partner and seeing what's wrong with them. And you will point it back at yourself. And that's that
Fact,
reflection. That's that mirror. That's when you'll be able to see and say like, okay, what is it about me? Like, why did I attract this energy? What do I
facts.
need to heal? What do I need to learn about myself? Because one, nobody should have that much power over you to make you angry, to make you sad, to do any this, like no one. And that this is again a work in progress. I'm a work in progress too, but I've grown so much in so many ways based off of this understanding, and I still
Facts.
have more to do, but I'm way better off than where I was before. I'm not at a lot of things, I don't take as personal as I used to, because now for me it's like, okay, even if it hurts, it's like, all right, cool, this hurts. Now what do I need? Why did this happen? What is this trying to teach me? Why did
Facts.
God use him in this moment to teach? What is it? What's the lesson? And it may not, sometimes it come right away. Sometimes it'll come a day later. Sometimes it'll come a week later,
A
but it
month
comes.
later,
And
yeah.
I'll be grateful. If you grateful for it, be grateful in advance. Like, okay, this is how you acting? Cool. All right, cool. Like, all right, cool.
Facts.
I'm gonna wait on it. I'm gonna learn because it's something that needs to be learned, and then you just move accordingly. You move accordingly as far as with yourself and understanding and learning what you need to learn and heal within you. That's just the biggest reason for triggers.
That's
And again, your biggest trigger, yes, it will be the person that you sleep next to, the person that you love, the person that you are in a relationship with. And I also did hear Londrell say this is someone that I listen to his music, his books. He has been an inspiration in my life and my family's lives. And he
facts.
said something. He's married as well, and he said that, you know, like I mentioned to you guys, which was that, you know, um, every relationship that you have with someone is a really a relationship with yourself.
Facts.
Those were his words, I believe. And then he said, you know, when you are in a marriage or in a long term relationship with someone that you love, I believe he said marriage, but regardless of what, you are in a relationship with your highest self. So you really have a lot of work that you need to do within yourself. And we are here to help one another. We are reflections of each other. We are here to assist each other on our journeys, to just get closer to ourselves. And this is, and so rather than just see it in a negative light, be grateful for it. And you learn yourself. You learn yourself through others. And yeah, that's basically that.
That's a fact. The best teacher is your reflection, and we all are reflections of each other. So look at your husband, look at your wife, look at your boyfriend, look at your girlfriend, and say, thank you. Thank you for teaching me. Thank you for showing me a part of myself that I couldn't see. I dropped a video earlier this week, and I said 99% of the times, unless we're looking in the mirror, we don't see ourselves. You know what I mean? So the universe places people in front of you so that you can learn yourself even more. And that's what this live is about, reflection. Shout out to everybody that's joining us tomorrow. We see you, Queen Unique. We see you, Queen Ace Clark, Timeless Bono. We appreciate y'all for checking in, along with everybody else who've been rocking with us from the beginning of the live. So we're talking about reflections of each other. And I asked Jazz, when she realized that we are reflections of each other, what was the hardest thing to accept or
The
to
hardest
teach her.
adjustment. Yeah.
The hardest adjustment. She was saying that understanding that we are that I was her biggest trigger. You know what I mean? So Jazz, I also want to tell me, what was your easiest adjustment after finding out that we are reflections of each other, and I am you, you are me?
I think the easiest adjustment, honestly, was to just handle you with more care, knowing that like it's weird because it's like it wasn't really easy. Like for me, it was like, all right, I have to understand that it's not just about my feelings. It's not just about me, that he has feelings too. He just shows it and expresses it differently. But I guess it just made me, the easiest things was I got to love you more, I guess.
Oh, facts.
You
It's like
feel
you
me? Like
loving yourself.
it made it worth it. Like it was just like, okay, like I get it. Like I understand now. I can still, like, we could make this work. Like I love him, and like I could just love him even more now because I see him like I see myself, and then it also made me love me more. It made me understand me more. So it's just all beautiful.
Yeah,
Like the
man, I
lessons are
appreciate you.
beautiful. The test is hard, but the lessons are beautiful. The it is,
Words.
it truly is.
Sometimes you're gonna want to pull out your hair. You're gonna want to motherfucking throw a clock, throw a phone,
Throw a
but not
phone.
take that same energy that you about to do and make a negative action and put that shit into conversation. Sit
Yeah.
each other down. You know what I
And talk
mean?
and allow each other to express yourselves with no judgment. Like
When
step outside of, like, it's hard, and it's hard. I know it's hard to step outside of your feelings because one, you think about, it's always a comparison thing. A lot of times we make it a comparison. It's like, you did this to me, well, you made me feel this way. Well, let's focus on one person at a time. So if this is your moment, let's talk about, how this made you feel, and I'm gonna step outside of myself, and I'm gonna just be your friend, and I'm gonna be just a person that can give you advice based on your feelings. And then when
facts.
it's my moment, let's talk about, how I feel and how this made me feel. And let's not make it about you in the midst of what I'm talking about me. And when
Yeah,
we
and
was
that's
able
the
to, and it
hardest.
didn't have, that was hard. That was hard because we was,
I would
when you
say
was,
that was my hardest.
yeah.
That was my hardest adjustment. Just like, I'm a non-judgmental person, but like I'm very hard on myself. So
Hmm.
during those times in which Jazz is talking to, I'm sorry to cut you off, Queen, but
No,
that was
you
very
good.
important. During those times when Jazz was talking to me about, as a friend, and saying the things that she needed and what she was going through, or how I made her feel, it was like she was talking to one of her girls, but I had to hear it not only as a friend, but as her husband that was causing the pain. You know what I mean? So me being a perfectionist, being someone that only wants her to feel happiness and love, that was very tough for me. You know what I mean? That was like very hard. Like, I dropped a video a few months ago. If you look at it, called Expensive Pain, people might have seen it and probably thought, oh, I cheated or I did something wrong. Yeah, I cheated my wife out of love and happiness that she needed because I wasn't healing certain parts of myself. And she let me see how I hurted her, and I had to hear that shit, and that shit wasn't easy. But what don't break you make you stronger, and that shit allowed me to gain strength. And so when I see her, I see strength. You know what I mean? Because if I had to go through that and I made you feel that way, imagine you the person who was caused to feel that way. You know what I mean? And when we could see that and looking at each other as reflections and say, damn, I don't want to make you feel that way because I don't want to feel that way. That pushes you to grow. That pushes you to learn. That pushes you to want to be better. And we all can be better, but it starts with seeing each other as a reflection. You know what I mean? And it's very important, like I said, just to communicate. That same way it's mad quick for us to, like, so me, like, I had to learn that, like, I had like a lot of anger within, you know what I mean? So sometimes something would bother me and I will automatically just want to, like, talk or want to talk about it, and it would cause like arguments and cause things to escalate. But my intentions was never to argue. It was always positive, right? But then that's how you learn your peers' love language or how to communicate. So rather than just being angry and being at 100 and trying to go at my wife or
Exactly.
talk to her, I would now learn and I would say, okay, let me wait. You know what I mean? Let me get her a
Exactly.
nice bubble bath. You know what I
Right.
mean? Let me make sure she's fast. She's nice and relaxed. You know what I mean? We light a candle with some shit. And then I'm
Right.
going to talk. Because now we in a more
Exactly.
positive state. You know what I mean? Now we in a more relaxed state, not only for us to speak, but for us to hear and understanding
Exactly.
each other. The first point of understanding is listening. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can't talk just to talk. You got to talk when somebody talk, I'm not talking for a response, for me to
Right.
response. I'm listening for me to hear. You know what I
Right.
mean? For me to understand. And if we could do that and communicate in a pleasant way, that allows us to like to save this message. You know what I mean? Yo, T Dollar, we
Absolutely.
got you, King. It'll
Yes.
be on our YouTube tomorrow morning. Make
Yep.
sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all go to the YouTube. All of our content is on there. Like I said, we're working on something very big that we're gonna announce sometime next month, and which you guys will be able to watch our content exclusively. But for now, we want to make sure you guys get this content first on IG, and beginning on every Saturday, we're uploading all of our lives for the week, so you guys can play it back. You can share it to a friend. You can watch it again with your loved one, your couples, and take this knowledge and apply it to your relationships. That's what we do it for. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now we're at the part. Damn, baby, you ain't gonna ask me what was the hardest part. And what, oh, I told you the hardest
I
part.
thought you
You
said
ain't gonna
the
ask.
hardest part.
You ain't gonna ask me what's the easiest part.
What's the easiest part?
So I really love seeing that we was reflections of each other, and the easiest part is like understanding what I needed and putting that into practice for you. You know what I mean? So like I love that. I get like a kick out of that. Like I said, we like to travel like a lot, you know what I mean? And I like space. I love my space. You feel me? Like I got 3 daughters, a wife, I got a bunch of people in my families. I run a mad different brand, so I hardly get time to myself. So it'll make me feel good for me to go away for a few days and say, okay, Jazz, let's book something for you. Let me send you away. You know what I mean? She don't like driving by herself all the time or traveling by herself. She be missing your boy. You feel me? But I like to, if I could put you in a hotel 30 minutes away, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do that. You feel me? Also, oh shit, like damn, like she tired. She been with the girls all day. She been educating. Let me cook for her tonight because I know she's tired. You know what I mean? So me, I make to like to make her feel good. So knowing that we was our reflections, it was easy for me to look at myself and say, Marcel, you need this, this, and that. Now apply that and give that to your wife. And to be honest, when a woman is taken care of, when her wants and needs is being answered and given to, she becomes the most secure and free woman. And she's gonna give you everything that you want and need. You know what I mean? But it starts with giving it to her and being open to giving it to her. So King, yo, my man Team Dollars, love King. All these things is for my kings. I need y'all to
Facts.
understand. True
And you
queens
speaking
make new
facts
kings.
because that truly did help me. That did. It really, really did.
Love
Like,
Queen, we appreciate you.
yeah, it really it changed the ball game because again, it's a lot of things. Remember, we're not just we have children too. So we have work, well not work, but we have our business, we have our children, and just a lot of everything else that's going on. So it's not easy really finding time for ourselves or each other. We make the best of it of it how we can as far as handling our family and business and stuff like that. So a lot of times, as women and kings as well, we get overwhelmed and we're tired and we don't have the energy to really, do everything that we would like to do in the ways that we want to do it. So it's like, all right, if obviously just you having that reflection, just seeing as far as yourself, I need this, I need that. Okay, she needs that, and I may not always speak on the things that I need because sometimes I'm so used to always being on go, doing, and I'm draining myself and because we're not communicating that to each other, you may feel like you need certain things that I'm not giving to you, and I feel like I need certain things that I'm not even asking for, not even aware that I need in the moment because I'm just so on go the same way you are. And it's just dope to just to be able to just be aware of the reflection thing because maybe I won't always get it. I won't always think about it in the moment, but the fact that you may think about it and it's like, all right, she need this, I need this, so that means she needs it. Well, let me help out with X, Y, and Z, and now I'm more free. Now I got more energy to cater to you, to
Facts.
have more energy for us to do the things that we enjoy doing, or it's a beautiful thing when you both have that awareness of that we are reflections of each other because we help each other grow and we help each other get the things that we need for ourselves and for each other. So It's
Yes,
beautiful. I
that's
like
right,
that.
Queen. You couldn't have said that any better. And before we wrap up, I wanted to say something very important. My wife just hit on reflections again. So a reflection starts with one. Like, and for us, it started with me and my wife and us. She taught me this. She's been trying to teach me this for a while now, and I was thought I was getting it, but I was only getting it with
You
me and her.
you were
And I
getting
was,
it, but it's levels. It was levels, and
yeah,
based off of where you were and the things that you were healing and growing through at the time. It's just a reflection of that. So as you continue to heal yourself, as you continue to grow, then it becomes more clear to you. It's the same thing as you listening to a song or watching a movie, and you think you get it the first time, and then you go back to
you
it,
hear that,
and
you like,
you get
damn,
it
you
hit
said
different.
that. She said that.
It hit different. And when you have that
Facts.
understanding, that's the beautiful thing about reflections, like you're saying. Because I have that understanding of it now, I'm not taking it personally that you're not getting it on the level that I'm explaining it. I'm giving you
Facts.
time because I understand, because I have the same process as things that you get that I don't get right away. It's things that you want me to see that I don't see right away. It's shit that it's things that you've been wanting me to see for years now that I just began to see a year
And
ago
I'm
or 2 years
grateful.
ago. You're like, this is what I've been.
And
Give
I'm
me listen,
grateful. You
but
feel me?
that understanding is key. So now there's no judgment on it. Now it's just patience. I have more patience. You have more patience for me. I have more patience for you. You have more understanding for me. So I have more understanding of you. Understanding of you. I handle you with more care. You handle me with more care. It's a
Facts.
beautiful. It just gives beautiful results. It honestly do. And
Yeah.
it don't get me wrong. Everything ain't gonna be perfect, but
Nope.
like it's still beautiful. Like you'll see the beauty in
And
everything
everything.
and
And
everything.
it allows you to be grateful for life, and it allows you to spread this love and understanding to others. You know what I mean? Like my wife said, it's levels to it, and I thought I understood it. She can attest to this. I took my family out to the Poconos on January 1st. I said, yo, we're going to start off the new year, new us. We're going to heal, we're going to grow, we're going to reflect. You know what I mean? And I like to drive straight roads. I don't like to stop when I'm driving, and I had to stop twice. You know what I mean? And after I made my second stop for gas, I felt my energy changing from having to stop, right? And
This is a
I
true
just
story.
expressed that gratefulness. I'm like, yo, to the universe. I'm like, I don't know why you made me stop, but I'm grateful. You know what I mean? And yo, Jazz is my witness. You know what I mean? We listening to the Four Agreements. This is a book that wifey gave me that changed my life, and I probably read it 4 times because whenever I have to uplift my vibrations, and she read the book. I mean, I was listening to the book, and something just hit me, and she'll tell you it just hit me, and I looked
Yeah,
at her. And I'm like, yo, I owe some people an apology. You know what
that's
I mean? And
this is
I sent out like four. I sent out like 4 or 5 text messages, and not, and this is some real shit. You know what I mean? And at that point, I was able to really see me as reflections of others. So don't get me
yeah,
wrong. Everybody that I sent the text message to hurt me in some way. You feel me? And I'm not. It's up to them to figure out how or why they hurt me. But what I apologized for was my reaction to that hurt. You know what I mean? Because if I understood at that point wholeheartedly that we was reflections of each other, then my reactions wouldn't have been that
yeah,
way. I would have gave them the same care and understanding that I gave myself. You know what I
exactly.
mean? And that's why it's important for us to see each other as a reflections. Yeah,
Yeah,
it starts with yourself. Yeah, it starts with your mate, but it's for everybody. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So when I'm looking at y'all and y'all telling me, oh, yo, you preaching, or that's a gym. No, you are a gym because you are confirming. You are me. You know what I mean? You are a reflection of light. You are a reflection of love. You on this live right now to support. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful
hmm
for you. Any energy that you get from me, you are a reflection of that. And if we can see that with everyone in the universe, everyone in our lives, that allows us to love and care and treat others with the same kind of love and care. You know what I mean? And my biggest teacher of that is my wife. And that's why we presented this tonight with me and Jazz. You know
You're
what I mean?
my biggest teacher. I tell you this all the time. My
I
greatest
appreciate you,
teacher.
Queen. And once again, today's episode is sponsored by Divinely Guided. This is my wife's brand. It's tools physically, spiritually, that's going to allow you to ascend on your journey. She's writing a fabulous book, and when I read it, oh my God, it like gives me the chill bumps, because it's a true reflection of the journey and how you elevate through life. There's no set of instructions in this life, but I feel like the universe is finally gonna have it. And not only with the book, she has a bunch of other tools that she'll be providing to the public that's gonna help you on your journey of elevation. You know what I mean? So make sure, if you're not following her, follow Mom Tips Worth Millions. You know what I mean? She teaches me a lot. It takes a strong queen to teach a true king. I'm an alpha male. You know what I mean? I know I'm powerful. I know I'm strong and I'm comfortable in my light, but she's able to allow me to learn, allow me to grow. You know what I mean? So if you fuck with me in the gyms that I be dropping, make sure y'all go check her out. Make sure y'all tune in. And every week, once again, we're gonna be doing a new episode of Me and Jazz, and these are just samples, y'all. You feel me?
Yeah, it
We
gets
could talk
deeper.
the it gets
It
deeper.
gets
This is just
deeper.
the first layer to this, but the Me and Jazz podcast is on the way. You know what I mean? Like, once again, every Saturday, we're gonna upload the episode to our YouTube. Make sure y'all watch it, y'all share it. You know what I mean? And then in February, we're gonna be making a big announcement about how you can watch all of our content going forward. But for the meantime, we appreciate you guys for tuning
Yes,
in
thank y'all
and
so
kicking it
much.
with
I have
us.
fun.
Me too. I
I have
always
fun.
have fun. You feel me? Now
Yeah.
I'm about to go make this. So it's Friday. I give Fridays to my lady. You know what I mean? My daughters know it's daddy-daughter day. So the same way I need a day off during the week, I make sure your Friday, you sit back, you relax, you kick your feet up. You know what
Yes.
I mean?
This
I
has been
fed the girl.
working.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You feel me? That's my way of showing appreciation. You know what I mean? I ran the errand, spent my hours with the girls, cooked for them before we was able to get on this live, and now I'm about to chef something up for me and wifey. You ready, baby?
I'm ready. I'm hungry.
Yeah. And we
And
appreciate
you
y'all.
said
If y'all
something.
have
I'm
any,
sorry. Before you continue, you said something like you're grateful that for me having the strength to handle you. Do you remember one of our first conversations we had back in 2009 when I asked
oh,
you if what did I ask? No, you asked no. Remember when I had said like I'm like, yo, I hope you can handle me, and I'm like, and you like, no, I hope you can handle me. Well, honey, you were
yo,
right, but I
yeah.
can handle you clearly.
Now you did. It's been a tough road, baby, but you definitely can't see Dollar no longer in here, but he asked, I hope you see this on the rewind. You asked what was our signs. I'm an Aquarius. My wife is a Leo, and
Yes,
we are something else. I tell you that from the jump. Aquarius, we are very misunderstood. But we are special people, and it takes a lot of getting to know us and understanding. You know what I mean? We are innovative. We see the future. We move. We are unique. We move like our own. We move separate from the pack or for the trend, and we come with a lot. And I be looking at myself sometimes like, damn, King, you something else. You feel me? So Jack, I
but
appreciate you for holding on and
and
being
I'm
able to
grateful. I'm
rock with me.
listen. It ain't easy being with me either, or is it?
Now I love it, it ain't easy, but I ain't gonna lie. I love my Leos, man.
I
Leos
know,
get
and I love Aquarius too. We're in Aquarius season now too, so
fact. You know, it's
yeah,
the time to walk in our power. Y'all about to see your boy go up on a
yes,
whole motherfucking level. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Here
It's
we
about to be
go.
real different this
But
quarter. I'm
listen,
telling y'all.
listen. Not only that, he asks about signs, right? And we always talk about our sun signs. And I'm only going to mention this about you because this is just a clear, just is how you know how when things are so divine and what reflections truly are. So Marcel's sun sign is Aquarius, but his moon sign is in Leo. It's in
Yes. So
Leo.
life
So
don't lie. That don't show
life
you
don't
that
lie.
we are
We are true, and the
reflection.
sun and the moon are literally the opposites. They are the reflections of each other. So he gets to experience what it's like to be him through his sun and me through his moon, which is reflective of your emotions and home and nurturing and all of those things. So it's just be so divine. But
That's
um
that's a That's a
outside.
fact. So my man T Dollar back in the building is so divine. T Dollar, what Jazz was just saying is, I'm an Aquarius. She is a Leo. Everybody talk about their sun signs, but my moon sign is a Leo. So we are direct reflections of each
Yeah.
other. In all ways, all ways. I got that from you, baby. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Ra on the check-in. We about to finish up the live right now. Make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel. And y'all be able to rewatch this tomorrow. Show it to your people. We appreciate every single last one of y'all. Thank y'all for rocking out. Thank you to those who stayed the entire time. Thank you to everybody who checked in, stopped in
Yes.
whenever they could. Thanks for the comments, the like, the love, the share. We appreciate y'all. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all follow Different Color Browns. Y'all follow Mom Tips Worth Millions. If you're not following me, follow
Oh,
Moments
and
by
also,
Marcel. And we'll be back next week with another episode.
absolutely. And I don't know how you want to do
Go
it,
ahead,
but we're
Jazz.
gonna. I said I don't know how you want to do it, but also like you guys can send us topics or have questions or different things that y'all want us to like touch on or speak about.
Facts, facts. Y'all can send us a DM directly to Moments by Marcel, Mom Tits Worth Millions, Different Color Browns, or leave a comment under the video on YouTube after it's uploaded. Either way, we control all of our stuff. We'll check it and we'll make sure we see the comments, but most importantly, we provide y'all with the answers during the next week's episode. You know what I mean? Like I said, me and Jazz, the official podcast is on the way. This is a sneak peek to all the information that y'all going to hear. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are here to motivate, educate, and inspire. And there's nothing better than doing that than doing it next to my wife. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate all the kings and queens that checked in and spread their love, they like, their energy. And we'll see y'all next week for another episode of Me and Jazz, y'all. I'm sending y'all peace and love.
Thanks, y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Peace and love, kings and queens.
Have a good night. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, stay safe, y'all.